so the 3 R's were important. Renew, revitalize, rejuvenate. The 3 R's. 3 powerful words when it comes to the present situation, when it comes to the future of our church. Renew, revitalize, and rejuvenate. Next, what is the purpose? Why would people come to Munhall, to St. John's Cathedral? Because we all care. We all love our church. But we want to ensure growth, vitality, longevity of our Byzantine Catholic Church, not just now, but also for the future. And we've seen all the challenges we've been lately facing in the Catholic Church. So we really want to focus on ensuring the growth. We were presented with the facts, and Susan will continue with that, with the facts, with the survey that has been taken. But with hope, there has to be hope in the church, to have a conscious effort to raise awareness within the church. If I don't speak to you as your priest, if we don't have that conversation, if we don't have, it's okay to come to church, I receive the sacraments, and then I go home. But the church life continues 7 days a week, 24 hours. 7 days a week. So conscious effort to raise awareness of what's happening in the church. So representing our parish was Susan Flynn. And I have to tell you, Susan was a trooper. Susan was a trooper at the assembly. And together with Mike Kiss, who's filming this event, so we can share it with parishioners that are not here with us today. So Susan will continue with her presentation.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Before I get started, what I wanted to point out, hopefully everyone has received their copy of the October BCW, and in here there's a pretty good description. Dave did a wonderful job of doing a recap. So if you are interested in a little more in depth, you can always check your BCW as well. But some of the important statistics that were discussed at the assembly is that we currently have 73 parishes within the Archeparchy of Pittsburgh. We have lost, in the last 28 years, 15 parishes. So we have closed some locations, and with those 73 parishes, we have 43 priests. So you can see that that's definitely not a one-to-one ratio. So we have 16 parishes that have one priest. As do we. We're fortunate, but Father Val also teaches at the seminary. We have 25 parishes where the priest has double duty. And then we also have 2 priests that are serving 3 parishes. So God bless them. The median age of our priests is 68, so we are aging, and we are blessed to have 26 deacons at this time. And there's a little under 30,000 people within the parishioners within the Archeparchy. Thank you. Another thing that's very interesting is from the Office of Religious Education, and hopefully everyone can see where, for a comparison from the year 2002 to 2003, we had the 84 parishes that I talked about, and we had 136 catechists or ECF teachers. And we had 125 high school students, and we had 1,185 elementary students. So a lot of, good, robust growth there. But if you look at the most recent year, which is 2017 to 2018, we're down to 73 parishes. Shout out to the catechists. We still have 121 of you who are dedicated to educating our youth. Our high school students have remained relatively flat, increased a little bit. We have 128. But our elementary student population has dropped down to 451 students. So you can see that, the growth is not there. So if you then look, and again, this may be a little small, we have had a 39% decline in the number of our parishioners over the last 9 years, which we're losing on average 732 parishioners per year. And at this current rate of decline, if it maintains, then we would literally run out of parishioners in 15 years or in 2032. So with all of that, we need to do what we can. So part of the next steps is that we are having a spirituality conference, which is addressing the parish life. Father has the brochure there.
It's in the back of the church.
Yeah, we currently have 5 people from the parish that are going to attend, but certainly if anyone else would like to join the conference, please do so. And the topic is going to be parish life from maintenance to discipleship. And so if you think about what that is doing, is it's really represents a transformation. So we really need to think about our parishes in a different way, where we want to do more than just maintain our parishes and our parishioners. And if we focus, can you hit the next one, please? This was a concept that I thought was pretty interesting that was brought out. If you focus on purely maintenance of your parish, what you're looking at is the 5 L's, and those L's are the lights, which we are blessed with some new ones, and the leaks, which we have one, and the locks to make sure that our building is secure, and the lawn to make sure that the grounds are well kept, and the ledgers to make sure that we have our financial needs taken care of. So, I guess we kind of spoke to that already. So what we'd like to do is focus on ministry, which is a lifelong discipleship. One of the things of focus, areas of focus, is to evangelize those who have fallen away or those who really don't belong to a church. We need to care for our elderly and our homebound, which we are blessed under the guidance of Dorothy Mayernick to have the Bethany Ministry, where we do very much keep our homebound parishioners in our consciousness. And that was a kind of an interesting thing from the assembly, that there were some parishes that said, oh, you send bulletins to your homebound. So just that simple outreach and keeping our faith community strong, even for the people who are unable to make it physically to church. We obviously need to have a concern for our future generations. You can see the decline in the number of elementary students, and certainly we want to encourage vocations to the priesthood and to the diaconate. But also for those of us who are not vocations, we can certainly contribute our time and our talent and our resources towards stewardship. So the culmination of the assembly was for each parish to create an action plan. And as Father mentioned in the introduction, if you recall, we took a survey in February earlier this year, and the results of that survey were distilled down and included into what the collective parish group should have as a focus. So it comes down into three main areas, which is education, social ministry, and outreach. Go to the next slide from here. So, as you well know, with Father Val, even though we are much further along a timeline of achieving these three goals than a lot of other parishes, we are still going to have an action plan to do more. And so as we have done in the past, we're just reaffirming that we will continue to have monthly adult education classes. Father struck upon the idea that we would do a monthly adult education class for 7 months based on the 7 sacraments. So we'll be starting that in the month of November, and that will run through then until May. So Father Val will obviously be a resource for us in that, and our library ministry will assist as well as our seminarians. And of course, for our youth, we have our ECF program in full swing, and all of those activities and classes are planned for the first semester. So as far as a social outreach, what we would like to do, we have pieces of it together now, but we want to combine everything into a welcome package for new parishioners, so that as new parishioners join, we can provide them with materials and references. So what we'll need to do is to review what we have and then prepare more information to have a solid package. And we'll obviously include our links with our social media. We have our YouTube channel, and we also have our Facebook page. And along with the welcome package for feedback purposes, we'll also include a feedback postcard so that we can get feedback from the people who have received the packages. So we'll continue to monitor how many website visits that we have and how many of our postcards are returned. So this is going to be our initiative for the first of the year. And that will involve the deacons and I'm sure various members of our parish as well. Father would also like to have he's calling an open house liturgy, where we would pick a particular weekend. We would advertise and invite people to come to St. Gregorys. And so what we'll need to do there is to prepare ourselves as a parish to receive the new people, or the people who are coming to see what we're about. And we're going to target that for the spring of 2019, so when the weather gets a little bit nicer. But one of the things that also really struck me as participating in the assembly is that the question was thrown out that if your parish were to close, would your community notice? Would people notice that St. Gregorys wasn't here anymore? And I would like to think that people would notice. I think certainly the neighbors would notice that we wouldn't have our processions through the neighborhood. You know, and as the leaves fall, everybody looks at our prayer trail, because you can see our icons, or as people think they are, the birdhouses that are on the hillside. So we do have a presence in our community, but perhaps that's an area where we need to challenge ourselves for some additional activities. And also for continued outreach, we would like to see if we can actually televise our liturgy on our YouTube channel, so that perhaps if you're unable to make it due to weather or some situation, Father has made it very clear that we're not going to do liturgy on the YouTube channel. You still need to be here. But if you can't be here, you would have an opportunity to participate, but with no coffee, right? Not during liturgy. And so what we'll need to do for that is get some equipment, and we will need to look to our homebound parishioners to see what they think about that as an option. So again, we're looking to start that after the first of the year. And then the last thing that we identified in the action plan, which I think is pretty awesome, because we can do it from all age groups, and that is to create a testimonial video. Why is St. Gregory's my home? You know, and I know for me personally, if I'm unable to attend liturgy on any given Sunday, I have to contact about 4 people to let them know that I won't be here, because people are going to be tracking me down, wanting to know where I am, because the parish community is so helpful in supporting each other. And so we are going to need to contact our local TV stations. We'll have to prepare some scripts. We can do this from the youth to older parishioners. And again, we'll be looking to do that in the spring. So we have some action.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you again. Great job. Now, as your parish priest, being here for the past 6 years, I want to tie into the assembly with a pastoral letter that will go to every household on our list here at St. Gregory's. Estella? Why? This letter is going to be my outreach to you. Pastoral character, the letter to the faithful. The reason behind this is that I have made a brief analysis of the parish life here, being with you for the past 6 years, and I want to share some information with you in that letter. In 2016, we celebrated our 45th anniversary. Now we're moving closer and closer to our 50th anniversary in 2021. And with this in mind, I would like to share a few things as I look back upon the past when I arrived here, but also looking forward together as a parish family, looking down the road on our path of discipleship to the future. When you get that letter, the idea is to have a personal encounter with me. In that letter, it's going to say, please schedule an appointment with Father Val. And why? Why do I want to sit down with you in the library downstairs, whether it's in the morning or an afternoon or evening personal encounter with the priest, so we can go over the letter, and there's questions I have. Is the parish doing well? Are you happy being a parishioner, for example? Is there any advice? Is there anything you want to see happen here at St. Gregorys? Are you satisfied with the spiritual state of our community? Are we offering enough services, divine services? But also with plans for 2021, I want to share with you ideas, projects that were brought up during the parish council meeting. Renovations, future projects, interior, exterior of the church, okay? But also on a personal level, I want to talk about the canonical status of each household. Remember 2 years ago, we had a workshop, Who is a Parishioner? 2 years ago in the church hall. Like, as your parish priest, I know a good 70% of the parish. But there might be a relative, there might be a husband or wife or children that I don't see in church. And we need to address the canonical status in case of administering the sacraments to your loved ones. Do they feel that they belong here? If so, I would like to know them. I would like to address certain sacramental aspects, so that they feel that they belong to a parish family. Or maybe they're going to say, no, Father Val, I don't belong to St. Gregorys. I would love them to belong, but if that's how they feel, those are their wishes. Looking to the future, maybe there's a ministry we want to begin that would have a good impact on the lives of our parishioners and our community. Your ideas, but also miscellaneous concerns. What has happened to me when I moved here 6 years ago, I got a phone call from a former parishioner who's now living in the South. And the former parishioner was asking me, my son has been asked to be a godfather, would you please write a sponsored certificate so he can be a godfather? I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know them that well. I didn't know you guys that well. Well, when that person got their certificate, I never saw them again. That's not a good thing in the life of the church. Or, for example, when a loved one passed away in a previous assignment, the family came to see me because I don't make arrangements on the phone. I like to meet with the family. That personal encounter. So when I met with the family, they said, oh, Father, just do a blessing service. That's okay. Make sure it's short. Blessing service. Like I come with a magic wand, Well, no. These are the divine services, holy services of our church. So maybe you want to share with me your wishes. What you want me to do as your priest. I'm here for you and you are here for me. Together we're here for God. So therefore, with that letter, you can email me, you can call me, we can set up an appointment so that we can sit down in the library and talk about these things so we can continue this journey together in love for one another and for our Lord Jesus Christ. So I thank you. We're going to continue downstairs with fellowship and children. Quickly, you're going to have your snack, and we will continue with our ECF. God bless you all. Thank you.